Thank you. The next speaker is Tramell Thompson, followed by Alexander Kemp.
Y'all hear me out there?
We can.
All right. Nothing angers me more than going into a store, needing a bottle of Lysol, and seeing the price being $15. It's the same thing with you guys raising the fares and the tolls. Um, it's price gouging and it's fare gouging. People need the MTA. And it's pretty much extortion because you guys know you're the only game in town. Now, without a doubt, the MTA need financial relief. But one thing that the MTA need relief from is the people who make the decisions to spend this money. You guys spend money like you're growing trees. And this is an example. I need to know one company on earth that spends $11 million in legal fees every 2 to 3 months. We're talking close to 50 million a year. Is that really necessary spending? And this don't even touch on the consultants or the contractors where you probably could save $500 million, $1 billion alone. Now, something needs to be done about the lack of accountability for the spending and the immunity that the MTA get for the egregious spending here. It needs to end. And let's be clear, the financial crisis been here well before the pandemic. The financial crisis is well in play because there's no checks and balances on the way you guys spend money. I'm still trying to figure out who you guys represent, the entire North America. Who spends $11 million in 3 months in legal fees? It's very egregious. But now I see that big stick management don't only apply to the rank and file. Big stick management now applies to the riding public. Raising the fares on the riding public in the middle of a pandemic is nothing but extortion. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you for your comment. The next speaker is Alexander Kemp, followed by Edwin Huero.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can.
Hi, good morning, panel. Thank you for giving me the time. I'm a bus operator on New York City Transit. I work at a Jackie Gleason bus depot. And watching you guys consider raising the fares, the effects of that in real time, and separate from the offices that you sit in, is extremely dangerous on in enormous amounts of levels. Raising the fare disproportionately affects the people who actually take mass transit in the first place, people who are minimal means, people who have, as Tramell stated, can't afford other means of transportation, so they're forced to use the transit system. You threaten them by cutting the service. If your agenda is to collect more money by reducing service, I don't see how that can be achieved. If you threaten to cut 40% of the service, you are then threatening to cut 40% of the revenue. You do not tell someone you're going to ask them for more money while making them wait an extra half hour for a bus. There are several agencies that have been thriving throughout this pandemic, one of them being Wall Street. It has never been considered because who it offends when we talk about charging them for additional support. There should be a 25 cents tax on every trade done on Wall Street. That money should help supplement the city that helps Wall Street become the greatest trade or greatest financial system in the world. How is it that they are the only agency that has been able to thrive throughout the pandemic, but yet all the residents of this city become the burden bearers for big banks and Wall Street? At the end of the day, as a bus operator in New York City Transit, I am well aware of the consequences of you raising the fares, and it ultimately leads to us being assaulted and people, real citizens in New York, suffering the burden. Thank you.